This is your boy, the captain, Coach Terry, 803. This is the Coach's Corner on Konnected TV. What am I doing? I am giving you rational thoughts in this irrational world. Right here in the Coach's Corner, your intersection. The baby. Hottest in the game right now. With me and go on this journey. Once again, shout out to everybody who made this possible, man. Shout out to you for watching, for sharing, for talking about it. Shout out to the Most High for waking us up. Yo, what up? Peace, everybody out there, internet world. What's good, man? What's really going on? Happy New Year, all that good stuff to everybody out there. It's your boy, Coach Terry, man. We back up in the Coach's Corner, as you can see. Man, listen, I apologize for not putting out any content for a minute. I know y'all say, Coach, you've been slacking. You haven't been giving the people what they want. I know what y'all want. Y'all want these rational thoughts in this irrational world, because this is the Coach's Corner, your intersection of sports, special interest, and social commentary, all wrapped up into one package for your brain to chew on and digest that. I apologize, y'all. It's been super crazy 2024. Very blessed. A lot of blessings came my way. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the same. You can say the same. I know we experienced some losses this year. You know what? This is part of life, man. And this is from somebody who lost both their parents within 2 years, very unexpectedly and suddenly. So I say this, have gone through some of the most tragic things you can think about. You know what I'm saying? But listen, this is life, maybe, and you got to be thankful for each and every day you wake up and you get that breath of life put into your body. I'm not a big religious cat, but I do believe in the Most High, the higher power that, created us and all that good stuff. But listen, this is the Coach's Corner. We ain't here to talk about all other stuff. You believe what you want to believe. I believe what I believe. You do you, I do me. That's how we do. Everybody do each other. Pause. Wow. I know that was a crazy intro, but I got a lot on my brain that I want to get off. Pause again. So to recap 2024, this is all we're going to do today, right? I'm not going to give you a rundown of topics. Boom, we just going to go into it. I got my little checklist right here. We just going to jump right into it. I hope y'all don't mind, right? All right, bust it. Let's go. 2024. So, let's see. We started off the year. Obviously, January is the first month of the year. We need to have a talk about the calendar, too, because a lot of y'all don't know that the calendar has been revised several times over the course of history. So, New Year ain't really the new year. I mean, you can go back, you can do your history, your research. Maybe I'll do a segment on that, but not right now. All right, so anyway, the Roman calendar has January to start the year. So I was still in the middle of basketball season. I'm the PA announcer, of course, for Allen University, AU, so obviously I was doing that. I was also assistant coach at my middle school, St. Andrews Middle. So we was finishing up our middle school season. Then ended the championship. Shout out to my boy, Derek Crawford. Sanders Middle School did win the championship. Crawford is my brother. We coached together at Ridgeview High School basketball under Coach Stoneman. Won some state championships together, so shout out to him. Allen's season was okay. They didn't end in the championship either. Then, boom, let's move on to February. All right, so February, I'm the official PA announcer for the Metro City Classic. You saw that in the episode. Oh, I should have wrote that down. Episode, I don't know, probably like 8, I think. I took you behind the scenes at the Metro City Classic. One of the dopest, man. I'm not just saying that because I'm a part of it. But I've seen the growth and development of it, and I PA'd for a lot of other events too, classics and things like that. And that annually is one of the best tournaments year in and year out for middle school hoops and it's a dope event, boys and girls. So we had the Metro City Classic in February. Also was in track season. You know, I'm the head track coach at St. Andrews. You know, shout out to Saints. So we, you know, track is kind of strange in middle school. In my school district, middle school teams run track. In other districts, middle school kids run with the high school. But in my district, our middle schools run separately. So you have a 6th grade team and a 7th to 8th grade team. 6th graders can't run with anybody but 6th graders. So my 6th grade boys, we came in second in the district. Shout out to them. The girls, we just finished from getting a medal in the 7th to 8th grade boys and girls team. Did pretty good. We came in 4th in both, so we didn't medal. But good job. I had a lot of individual medal winners in track, shot put. We've been holding it down the past 3 seasons since I've been track coach. We've had boys and girls shot put winners every year, so shout out to that. Looking to get back to it this season with track when we get back to that. Then I was named the coach of the year at my middle school, St. Andrews, which was a big deal. I got the head coaching job for the football team. That's why I'm repping that for this episode. Shout out to my Saints. And I know y'all saying, Coach, what's up with all the jewelry? Normally I just wear my my gold rope. Today I put the, the figure on to call me Coach Prime, right? Nah, never Coach Prime. It's always going to be Coach T, Coach Terry, you know what I'm saying? Coach G at my school is what y'all call me. But yeah, so I just wanted to just, go all out, man. This is a shout out to Prime, because what I think that he's done at Colorado has been tremendous, and I don't think he gets enough flowers for that. I think that he gets way too many attacks for his personality and his style. Listen, man, I'm kind of a brash personality as well. I'm on social media a lot. I post a lot. I share my experiences with my coaching, with myself, and some people don't like that kind of style, man. And I just say, whatever. If you don't like me, then just don't follow me. Like, don't pay attention to what I'm doing if you don't like me. It's okay not to like people in this world, y'all. I tell my students, my athletes, this all the time. It's okay for people not to like you, and it's okay for you not to like everybody. All right? Just don't bother with them. Don't deal with them. People I don't like, guess what I do? I stay away from them. So you should do the same if you feel the same about me. All right? Boom, let's move on to that. Okay, so check that off. Got the head coaching job with St. Andrews football. We had summer camp. My first time putting together summer camp. Listen, man, the head coaching job at any level is a lot of work. I know you say, oh, it's just middle school ball, but I'm still in charge of the entire program. So that means that I'm responsible for everything, for getting the players, I don't want to say qualified, but, getting them signed up, making sure that they meet all the eligibility criteria. I guess eligibility is a better word. Making sure my players are eligible, helping them with their academics if they need that. I should say when they need that, not if. Helping them when they need that kind of assistance. Setting up the weight training schedule, the practice schedule, the travel schedule, the pregame stuff, the meals. Like, there's a lot. Equipment. I have district people to answer to, my school administration to answer to. So there's a lot going on when you become a head coach, and I love it. I love every minute of it. It's been a challenge that I feel I prepared myself for over the years and years and years, because, again, I tell the parents, like, this may be my first job as a head coach, but it's not my first rodeo. You feel me? Like, I've been coaching 15 years. Pop Warner, 2 other middle schools. Y'all saw an episode, I want to say that's episode 4, maybe, where I talked about my coaching journey, and I interviewed some coaches from around here, a couple of coaches at Westwood, a Ridgeview coach. And I'm going to do another piece of that this season as well. I'm going to interview some other coaches, because guys have seen the pod and say, hey, coach, put me on there, man. I would love to interview and do some stuff. So I'm going to make sure that I collaborate. Coaches, hit me up if you want to be interviewed for the next segment. I have some in mind already, but if you want me to add you to the list or do a third part of it, whatever we can do, man, listen, it's all about spreading love to these kids, these athletes, and our programs ultimately, because coaches are hired to get fired. You feel me? So it doesn't matter whether it's me or somebody else in that job. Like, I want the program to flourish, and I hope you all feel the same way as head guys. You know what I'm saying? Pause. You want to? I be around these kids too much, man. So, like, every time I say something like that, I automatically have to, and I watch, shout out to Cam and Mace. I watch their podcast. It is what it is. 2 of my favorite, like, for real, like, 2 of my favorite rappers, like, from back in the 90s, because we all, like, the same age. I think, matter of fact, me and Cam are the same age. I think Mace might be like a year or 2 younger. But, yeah, so shout out to Cam and Mace. It is what it is. Dope podcast. You know what I'm saying? But they always be on that pause like this. It's just funny. I don't know. It's funny. So what? I'm immature. Leave me alone. All right. So boom, we gave head coaching job. We had summer camp. Oh, and then boom, right before. No. Let me not jump ahead. Let me go to the summer, because right now we in the summer. We in June. So let's go to July. All right. July. All right, so I live in the South, right? Like I'm from Buffalo. Hopefully you know that by now. I rep it everywhere. So on my car, I got a Bills logo, the Buffalo joint. I got that joint on the front of my car, so I'm black because my car is black. And on the back, I got a license plate, Bills fan, and I also have another one of those in the blue and red that my son gave me on the back of my car. I don't use bumper stickers though. Listen, if you put bumper stickers on your car, you realize that you're not going to be able to get that off without damaging your car. Don't ever sound like Smokey. Put a bumper sticker on your car. All right, that's a free tip from the coach. Pause. So yeah, no bumper stickers on my car. These are little magnetic things that stick on whatever. But yeah, I'm from Buffalo. All right, so I'm just saying that. We say July. In the South, I hear people say July. So, I don't know. I'm kind of in between. July, whatever you want to call it. But over the summer, my cousin, who's like my sister, I told you, Alvina Austin, the CEO of More Media, Hits International. She is the manager. Well, not manager, but she's the publicist for a lot of different people out there, famous people. I won't name her client list. You can go follow her. More Media Hits. You can go follow her and check out her exclusive client list. She posts a lot on her social, showing you, different ins and outs of places. And she's just a dope woman. I'm glad to call her my cousin, my big sister growing up. She took care of me a lot. So anyway, so she's Kevin Gates' publicist. And so he was on tour. I think he's still on tour actually. But he was on tour with Untitled Chapter, Sexy Red, and Jeezy. And we went to the Summerfest in Charlotte, because Charlotte's only about an hour from here. And we had, access to the backstage and all that. So Summerfest was real dope. Got to meet Gates and NLE. Very intelligent dudes. Again, I think you can go back to episode, I want to say 9, maybe 10, when I took you behind the scenes of the Summerfest. Because like I said, look, my schedule's been off. Listen, y'all, when I came up with the idea for the pod, I wanted to do something on a monthly basis. I figured, okay, I can work that into my schedule, put it out once a month. But listen, when I say the production team here is small, you're looking at it, right? It's got 2 thumbs. It's this guy. I am the production team. So I do the recording, I do the production, I do the editing, I do everything, right? Now, shout out to the Konnected. Make sure you install that Konnected TV app on your Firestick or your Roku TV, because it's not only on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on the Konnected TV app, it's on PodBean, it's on BuzzSprout as well. So a lot of places you can find the Coach's Corner pod. But I initially wanted to do something on a monthly basis, but listen, y'all hear me, y'all follow it, man. Y'all know I got a million things going on, and I also have a family too. So squeezing in family time with all these other things that I have going on, sometimes it is difficult, y'all, to just carve out time to do the pod and then sit down and do the editing and all the other stuff that comes with it. Okay, so it's more than just what you see right here, right now. Shout out to everybody that does watch the pod, everybody that follows, talks about it when they see me in public. Hey, Coach, I like that episode when you say this and that, because that does happen, and I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So, don't ever take that for granted. All right, hold on a second. Oh, if you want to get you a Coach's Corner podcast mug, let me know. I can hook you up with that. I mean, you're going to have to pay for it, but I'll make sure that it gets done. All right. So, so then in August, school comes back in August. Where I'm from, we come back. In New York, we come back after Labor Day. But here in the South, they come back in August. Some school districts start in late July. Hold on, not yet. I hit pause on the music early. I will talk about that beat in a second. But yeah, so school came back in August, and we have a coaches convocation when school starts every year, and it's for all the coaches in the school district to get together, talk about safety rules, rule changes, schedules, and just, things like that. Just kind of a general all school-wide district coaches meeting. That's where they also give out the Coach of the Year awards. Now, how you are eligible for that is you had to win Coach of the Year in your particular school. So we have 9 middle schools, and I want to say 6 or 7 high schools in this school district. So you got about 15, 16 schools. Each have, so the middle school is separate. So let's just go there. So you have 9 middle schools. They each have their Coach of the Year. Now this includes all sports, both boys and girls. There's not a boys Coach of the Year, girl. It's just a Coach of the Year, period. Right? So you have to think about it. Like, there's hundreds of coaches in the middle school, my district, in those 9 schools. There's hundreds of coaches, because assistant coaches, like all of that. Anyway, just winning that Coach of the Year award. So again, you can go back to episode. Gosh, I should have wrote these down so I could reference you the proper way. But I'll plug it here when I do the editing. I'll tell you what episode it is right up here. You can go back to that episode where I won Coach of the Year. And it was a very, very, very humbling experience. I did find a space for the plaque. It's right here on the wall. I kept it in my classroom for about a couple of weeks, and my principal, she wanted to see it and have that on display. But now I brought it home, put it in the man cave, and it sits right here. And it's just, sometimes I look at it because, listen, y'all, as a coach, I'm not going to say never, but a lot of times, like, you don't know if you're doing the right thing. You don't know if you made the right decision. Sometimes you feel like you cost your team the game. I know I definitely felt that way. The first game of the season, that Southeast game, we lost by 6. I felt like I made some bad decisions that cost us that game. Then there was another game later on in the season against Gibbs where we won by 8, and we had the strategy. I thought my strategy was superb at the end of that game. We basically just played keep away, held the ball, onside kicked it, got it. Great strategy at the end of that game. So I felt I helped win my team that game. But anyway, as a coach, there's going to be so many days where you come home and it's like, bro, like, what am I doing? And so I turn and I'll always look and I say, okay, all right, boom. So if there's ever a time where I lose confidence, because I know you see me in my persona, is, Coach, you never lose confidence. You always confident. Yeah, sometimes I like to compare myself to a duck, right? Meaning that, not a duck like a duck, because when you see the duck on top of the water, he looks all calm and smooth, right? He just gliding across. Like, really, just go watch a duck. If you can find a pond or a lake or something and you see, just watch a duck. Ducks look so calm as they just glide across the water, right? They just easing on through. But underneath the water, they paddling like hell. Like, if you look at how their feet move, it looks very frantic, very chaotic. But on top, all you see is this. So I'll compare myself to a duck a lot of times. It's like, look, on the outside, I'm going to appear cool, calm, and collected. But on the inside, it's like, it's like a meme that was going around for a while. It's kind of like that, where the little boy just jumping all over the place. Like, that's going on sometimes inside my head, inside my body. But outside, I'm always going to try to stay cool, calm, and collected, because your team is a reflection of you. So if you out there panicking, what you think your team going to do, right? You their leader. You are their example. And thing in the teaching profession, they always talk about model the behavior you want, model the activity for your students. So I feel as coaches, we have to also serve as that type of model. So if you want your team to be tough, you got to be tough. If you want your team to be calm and cool under pressure, you got to be calm and cool under pressure. Just a tidbit. I know emotions run high. I told you I'm a very emotional person, very emotional coach. I coach with my emotions. So I get it. Sometimes it's harder, to control than in certain situations. You see me on the sideline. Again, I'm not saying I perfectly live by this principle. I'm just saying this is the principle we should all strive to live by. That's all. So there's that. All right, and the school year has been pretty cool. We ended the football season in the semifinals. We got our tails kicked by Creighton Middle School, who ended up going on to win the district championship back-to-back. Shout out to Creighton Middle School. They had a really good squad out there. Their coach, what's his name? And I'm not doing this on, Coach Mayo. I just had to look because I couldn't remember his name, but I remember he was also up for Coach of the Year as well. He does a good job over there. Shout out to them, man. Listen, one thing I tell my guys, man, I have no hatred towards the team that beat us. I mean, if you beat us, we shake your hand, man, you were better than us on that day. That's fine. We're going to regroup. We're going to get better, and we're going to move on from that. Like, competition is just that. I go into every game knowing that there's a possibility you can lose. And some of y'all probably sitting there like, Coach, what kind of mentality is that? I said a possibility. Damn it. Listen. I didn't say we was going to lose. I didn't say we expect to lose. I said there's a possibility that you can lose every game. And that possibility is what keeps me on edge and try to do my best to prepare my teams to win. You feel me? So, like, there's some guys who try to play too cool before a game. I don't get nervous. I don't nothing bother me. I'm like, you're not human then. Like, human beings get nervous. Human beings feel anxiety. Human beings have emotions and feelings. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you can't control them, then that becomes the problem. But I tell my kids, look, I've been coaching 15 years, I think, 15, 16 years. Played for a long time. But I still get nervous before games. Like, I didn't say I get scared. There's a difference between nerves / anxiety or, fear. Like, those are two completely different things. If you're scared before games, that's something psychologically you got to go deal with. I'm talking about nerves. Like, a lot of times my nerves are just me wanting to do the best job that I can. So my nerves come into play like, did I make sure we did this enough? Did I make sure we practiced that enough? Did we go over this? Did we go over that scenario? Did we practice that? So a lot of times my nerves is just that. It's just me trying to make sure I have everything buttoned up and nailed down before we go to compete. So that's what it is. So that was my year kind of in a nutshell. And it was a very spectacular year. I'm looking forward to what 2025 brings. Again, a lot going on. Oh, I also picked up a new PA job as the official PA announcer for Camden High School boys and girls varsity basketball team. Oh, and I was doing PA for Ridgeview football, where I used to coach high school football at for a long time. Shout out to the Blazers. But yeah, I coached football at Ridgeview for a long time. Then I left to go to Westwood, then Eau Claire, now St. Andrews. But the AD called me and said, "Hey, Terry, our PA guy's going to do some other things. Would you mind coming back to the program?" I said, "Man, of course. Of course, paid, but still, I love the Blazers. I love Ridgeview. Shout out to the Blazers. Like I said, I spent 7 years on staff there. JV, B team, D-line coach, DC, coach linebackers. Did some of, kind of everything while I was over there. So I love the Blazers and helping them out. And the job with Camden, that kind of just really popped up. I was, just got a text from one of my homeboys, a coach at Camden Middle. Shout out Coach Bradford, Zy Bradford. "Hey, Coach, it's our first home game, man. You mind coming giving us some hype?" Middle school, I don't really do middle school teams, but that's my guy. So, we've done a lot of things together with our AAU programs. He's the director of Team 803. Of course, I'm the director of the Metro Commandos. And so we've done a lot of different things together with our programs, getting together and playing before the season start to help each other, iron sharpens iron, all that stuff. So he's a real good dude. So he needed me. I said, "Boom, I got you, Brian. I don't have anything going on today." Went out there, did the game for them. One of the high school coaches was there, and she came up to me and she was like, "Hey, man, you do such a good job. Like, we're looking for a guy for the varsity teams at the high school. Would you be interested?" And I looked, and at first I'm like, because I do PA for Allen. Luckily, their home schedule is mostly weekend games and Mondays. So I said, well, my schedule ain't too bad with Allen, but I'm also Quiz Bowl coach at my school. Yeah, I told you Coach is a nerd, man. I was an athletic nerd, though. Yes, I'm a Quiz Bowl coach, so I'm like, I got Quiz Bowl practice and matches and stuff. I don't know. I said, "Look, send me a schedule, see if I can work it out." She sent me the schedule. Boom, boom. I checked it out. I said, "Okay, there's a few games I can't make because of conflicts, but other than that, you got a guy." So I picked up a couple more PA jobs as well. So I'm just blessed, man. I'm just blessed to be in a position where I am, where I do good work and people recognize that, and people, appreciate what I do and they value it, and they want me to come and participate and be a part of their programs as well. So I don't take anything for granted. I am very humble about my accomplishments and about things that, opportunities that I have, but I also am confident because I know I work my ass off to get these opportunities. So I just don't believe in luck per se. Luck, they say, is the point where preparation meets opportunity. Meaning the opportunity comes up for whatever reason, you're prepared, you take it, boom. They say that's lucky. I don't think so. I think you make your own luck. I think if you work hard and put yourself in the right spots, which I guess is essentially the same thing, but you work hard, you put yourself in the right spots, you do good things, you do good work, people evaluate, and you'll get positions where people say, "Oh, he's lucky to get that." You don't know what went into, him getting that all you see is that part of it. Like, you didn't see all the rides that I give kids home, the money that I spend feeding kids, just so much. I'm not even gonna get into all of that. But all you see is this on the outside. You see one thing. You don't see the million other things that go into that. And so before you judge me or any coach on maybe just a snapshot of time that you see, and it's like, well, I can't believe he did this or said that, or why are they like that? Take a time out. As we used to say in the 90s, take a chill pill, all right, and backtrack, because you don't know the million other things that went on before that. So let's keep our judgments to ourselves in 2025. I will take a quick break because I got to get some water, and I'll be right back, y'all. All right, as I promised you, right back. Okay, so now for the next few minutes, let's just talk about the sporting world. Okay, again, I know this is your intersection of sports, special interest, and social commentary. You can go back and check some of the topics we talked about off of the sports world. We talked about the murder of Sonia Massey. Again, very, very tragic situation. We lost another, innocent black citizen at the hands of the police. You can go and I know that's episode 11. You can go and look that one up. We talked about that. We talked about some of the lists that came out, the Billboard lists and top rap groups, different things like that. You can go back, recap yourself on the pod. But as far as sports, the NFL. All right, we did the NFL preview with Coach Chad. I think that was episode 9, probably 9 or 10. Yeah, so I had Coach Chad in here. I wanted to get him back in here to talk about the end of the season, which we probably will once the Super Bowl has been played. But so far it's kind of shaking out the way I said, right? I said Saquon Barkley was going to be a huge impact for the Eagles. Now, I will say I hate the fact they not let him go for that record. He only 100 yards away. Let him play the first half of the game. Boom, Saquon, if you get it, cool. If you don't, we gave you a shot. I don't like them sitting him down to say, well, we're trying to win a championship. What does him getting the record not have to do with you winning champ? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Both things can be true. He can get the record and you can win a championship. So you better win the Eagles. If you don't win a championship, Saquon Barkley's going to forever hate you. I don't care what he's saying in the media. Bro, he 100 yards away from breaking probably the best record in the NFL history. Like, when you ask who's the single season rushing leader, everybody knows Eric Dickerson, 2105. Like, you don't know who threw the most passing touchdowns in the season. I think it's Peyton Manning with 55. I don't know. People probably say Patrick Mahomes or Drew Brees still got it. Tom Brady. But I think it's Peyton Manning with 55. I only know that because I'm an NFL encyclopedia. But again, that's one of them records that's one of them ones. Like, people know that record. And he 100 yards away, you not give him a chance to break that. I think it's unfair because he probably won't ever get a chance to get that close again. I just don't like that as a coach. I'll tell my guy, man, go get it, man. Put your name in them record books, dog. I'm pretty sure the O-line wanted him to get it too. Anyway, but I said Bills, Eagles is setting up that way, although I do think that Minnesota and Detroit's so banged up. I like Minnesota a lot. I know I was waiting for Sam Darnold to turn back into a pumpkin, but I don't think it's going to happen. Like, Minnesota's really, really strong. I was loving Green Bay for a while, but Jordan Love turned the ball over too much. I still think it's my Bills. Kansas City is vulnerable this year, 15-1. Who was that one loss to? Them Bills, baby. Yeah. So we're not worried about going into Arrowhead in January. We know it's going to be tough. It's always been tough. Remember, the 13-second game. We had the game won, but just terrible defense. Gave up 2 big bombs at the end. They kicked the field goal. 13 seconds, they win. That should never, ever, 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 I'm going back to my Smokey, ever happen again. So I don't know. Bills, Eagles could still be. I still say Bills going to win the Super Bowl, so I don't really care who we playing. I'm sticking to that. All right, NBA. We did preview the NBA a little bit, and I don't know. I really don't get into the NBA till football season is over, to be honest. I used to kind of start watching, like most people, around Christmas time, but even now that they put football games on Christmas, and the races are so close, playoff races, division races, I can't get into the NBA yet. I mean, I watch it. I have I know a site where I can get to, and I can watch any live sporting event on my TVs in here. So, man, look, I can watch any game I want to, and I've watched a few here and there, but the NBA, NBA is whack. Like, and I grew up on the NBA. Okay, I was a big NBA head, man. Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, the Pistons. I was a Bad Boys fan growing up in the 80s, 90s. Like, I was a huge Pistons fan because Isaiah Thomas was my guy. I think Magic Johnson was the best player I ever saw with my own eyes, but Isaiah Thomas was my favorite player. I know it's going to surprise you. Jordan, yeah, because I think Jordan's the GOAT, but I thought Magic Johnson was the best player I ever saw with my own eyes. He was a 6'9" point guard who had no speed, no athleticism, but you couldn't guard him, and he could dominate a game and score 2 points. Like, that's, bro, like, yeah, Magic Johnson don't get his flowers enough, bro, for how good and how dominant he, like, just, I'm just going to say this, all right? His rookie year, so mind you, he only played 1 year at Michigan State, came out under the hardship rule, okay? Maybe two years. Regardless, he was like 20 years old, his rookie year. So when the Lakers drafted him, they were able to draft him, early in that draft because I think it was because Kareem had got hurt the year before and they had a bad record. So they had that. It was kind of like when the Spurs got Duncan. David Robinson had got hurt that year before. So the Spurs were terrible. They got that #1 pick. They got Tim Duncan. Boom, they start winning chips. So it's kind of the same thing with Magic. Kareem had got hurt. They draft Magic. Magic came in. Kareem got hurt in the finals, bro. Magic Johnson, 6'9" point guard, stepped in for Kareem, was the all-time leading scorer, the captain, skyhook, all that stuff, right? 42 points. Was it 12 rebounds or 15 rebounds? And like he had like 42, 12, and 7, or 42, 15, and 7. Something crazy like that, bro. At center, won the chip. Like, y'all don't know how great Magic was because Jordan was high flying and excited. The Magic had none of that in his bag. If Magic dunked 10 times in the NBA, I'd be surprised. So Magic wasn't that. But the passes, the wizardry with the ball, the playmaking, just his understanding of the game, bro. As a point guard, I appreciate that. Maybe that's why he was my favorite player to watch and Isaiah was my favorite player. As a point guard, like I respected what they did so much. Isaiah was, my height, 5'11", man, and just dominating a game full of giants, bro. Same thing, Isaiah didn't have bounce. He wasn't one of them bouncy dudes that, Isaiah just cut you up, get to the mid-range, like you, whew. So the NBA is kind of whack right now. All they do is shoot threes and try to dunk. I saw, oh my gosh, dude, it was a 3-on-1 fast break. The dude had the ball, right? The one defender really was like, I'm just going to take the ball out and get back and play D. I'm not going to try to foul. I'm not even going to try to defend it. So he's just backing up the whole way. So he driving to the lane the right way, right? It's 3. He got 2 on the wings. Dude has a layup. He gives the layup out and kicks it back out for 3. Like, why? What's wrong with a guaranteed 2 points? To take a chance to get 3, he kicked out the 3. Dude missed the 3. They got the long rebound, threw that joint in. They got a layup on the other side. I'm sitting here tripping like, yo, what kind of schoolyard, 4th grade rec league bull crap is this? Like, but you have that in the NBA so much. Like, they'll rather give up a 2 for 3. Just like when you saw what who was it? What J.R. Smith did in that Cleveland finals, right? Remember when LeBron went like, what are you doing? Like, you had a layup. You bringing that joint out just for a 3? Like, but that's the whole mentality of the NBA. I'm going to shoot more 3s than you. Listen, man, it's only one set of Splash Brothers, okay? Curry and Clay. That's it. You don't have Splash Brothers on your team. You can't jack up 40, 50, 60 threes a game. That's boring to watch because so many of those are misses. So it's just long rebounds, outlets, air balls. Like, bro, that's not good basketball to watch. And you can say, well, Boston won the championship by shooting 3. Again, you don't have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Also, with Al Horford, with Derek White, with Drew Holiday. Like, you don't have that cast of characters on your team. So, like, you can't, I don't know, it's just too much bad basketball in the NBA. I'm not even sure I'm really going to be plugged in once NFL is over. But I'm not going to predict anything right now because it's too early in the season. I think they play like 35 games, most teams. You still got injuries. I will say Wemby is looking like the best player in the world right now. That's crazy. Like, say he's a freaking alien, man. 7'4", and can do anything on the court, bro. Like, how do you defend that? How do you defend that? I don't know. You just don't. But yeah, I mean, even the fact that Ant-Man is like just going crazy on threes now. He was one I thought was going to bring the old school game back, the mid-range. He was getting to his mid-range, boom, boom. I mean, I guess y'all don't see how Michael Jordan scored most of his points from the elbow, from the wing. Kobe Bryant, that's all Kobe would try to do was get to the elbow, bro. Like, shout out to the Mamba. That's all he was trying to do was get to the elbow. Boom, back you down, boom, boom, get to the elbow. Fade. Kawhi Leonard, when he was, you know what I'm saying, busting cats up. Get into that elbow, get into that midi. LeBron's starting to understand that now. Get to that midi. Kevin Durant does his work in the midi. Like, bro, like that's where you can tear cats up, especially nowadays that everybody want threes or dunks. What you think is wide open? 15 to 18 feet, bro. Develop the midi. So that's NBA. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do some more topics on that as it gets closer to the end of the year. I got down here WNBA. Of course, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. I don't want to talk about neither one of them. I'm talking about Asia Wilson. Shout out to you, Asia, once again for dominating this sport. You know, local girl from right here in Columbia. I guess you could say it was Irmo, which is, you know, literally right next door to Columbia. But she went to high school here in Columbia. Obviously, college, USC Gamecocks right here in Columbia. So she's a local girl, man. Shout out to her dominating the WNBA again. She doesn't get talked about nearly enough, and people want to say, "Oh, it's because she's a post player, and blah blah blah." Nah, man, like let's stop that. Let's stop that, okay? Let's stop. Again, I'm not a resolution guy because I feel like if you need some calendar to tell you how to make changes, then you wasn't serious about making changes. But in 2025, please, like let's stop, like making up excuses, like because you heard somebody say it. Like that's one of the things that I hate, like. It's too much groupthink is the term that we use nowadays. Too much groupthink. Nobody really wants to be an independent thinker and think for themselves. That's why I started this podcast. Like, I have a lot of different thoughts than what you hear in the mainstream sports media. And, you know, I'm just not willing to just continue to keep these storylines up. I don't even use that word narratives because they use that all the time. Oh, the narrative is this. The narrative is that. They're creating a narrative. The media wants to paint the narrative. Man, stop that, man. So look, they make up these storylines and you just go along with it. Oh, it's like somebody said that one time. Somebody said, well, running backs are devalued. And you hear that on every program, right? I did that on my sports misconception segment, I believe episode 3 or 4. Are you talking about running backs have been devalued? So I was ahead of this curve. Look at Derrick Henry. Look at Saquon Barkley. Look at Josh Jacobs in Green Bay. Look at the best teams. Running game. Minnesota picked up Aaron Jones. Running game. Top 4 team. Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Sonic and Knuckles. Running game. Buffalo, James Cook, running game. Pittsburgh, Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, running game. Bro, I talked about that. Like, stop saying the running back has been devalued. You will never win in the NFL without a good running game. Period. For real. Like, it's so stupid that somebody will say something and then everybody just runs with it because you want to sound smart. Because you want to just keep painting this picture that's just not true. Like you're painting with a dirty brush. So one of the things that people don't, follow or they don't give Asia her flowers because she's a big is crap. Like it's not. She's dominant. We used to love Shaq. Shaq was a big. So you say, well, it's men versus women, NBA versus WNBA. My point is this. People will get behind a big. She's personable. She's a good-looking woman. She's dominant in her sport, her profession. She's clean. She don't get into trouble. No controversy. What's the problem? Like let's just be real about it, bro. Like what's the problem? Because now we see him argue behind Caitlin Clark. Say, oh, well, she's a smaller player. She shoot threes. Man, we've had that already. We've already had them players already, right? Do we not remember how great Candace Parker was? Like we gonna act like Shamika Holdsclaw wasn't her? Like come on, man. Like y'all kill me with this, man. I'm not gonna get into all the politics. Again, you can go back to the topic where I did talk about Caitlin Clark, and I give her flowers because she is a really, really great player. Like she can ball, like she can boogie with that ball. She had you on skate, step back, ha, whack, fearless, cold, heartless. I love that about her. But let's also be real about why she is the face of WNBA and why she's carrying the NBA right now, WNBA right now. Like let's just be real about that, okay? Because this is the Coach's Corner, man. We don't hold no punches. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping the thou wow all the time up in the corner, baby. Like, this is your intersection of sports, special interests, and social commentary. I'm bringing you rational thoughts in this irrational world. So you got to expect me to kind of go the other way sometimes for the mainstream, because the mainstream are sheep. I'm not a sheep, I'm a shepherd. Ooh, I came up with that just off the dome. I never said it in my life before till now. So y'all getting fresh content straight off the dome. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about in the sports world was that farce of a boxing match between Mike Tyson and Paul, man. Oh my gosh, y'all. I know y'all turned into Netflix and y'all watched that the same way I did. And at first, let me walk you through this. Again, I grew up, I'm 47, right? So I grew up in the 90s. That was my heyday. My teen years was the 90s, right? Mike Tyson was knocking dudes out. We all know the history of Mike Tyson, but again, just follow me for about 2 minutes here. So Mike Tyson was knocking dudes out, but then I was a big Lennox Lewis fan. Like, that was my favorite boxer back then. So I knew that Tyson couldn't mess with Lewis or Holyfield, to be honest. Tyson was knocking out a lot of tomato cans, a lot of older boxers, you know, Spinks and Bruno, and some of those guys. Now, he did knock out, you know, Biggs and you know, some other younger fighter, Trevor Berbick, like guys like that. He did, but a lot of the guys that he was knocking out were either tomato cans or they were fighters that had a name or just older. So I knew that once he fought somebody in their prime, like Holyfield, and you see how that turned out. Holyfield ended up, you know, with the Spock ears, because Tyson took chunks off of both of them. So then we get the fight with Lennox Lewis. He gets dominated. Then people kind of see, okay, Mike Tyson was kind of just like a sideshow. Like, he was good for what he was, but he wasn't like a true actual boxer. You know, like I'm a guy who loves the sweet science. You know, I used to love Sweet Pea Whitaker. Might have been my favorite boxer before Felix Trinidad. Man, and then you had, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns. I used to watch all these guys, man. Roberto Duran, Jermaine Bad Intentions Taylor. Like, it was a lot of dudes, man. Antonio Tarver. I'm not even naming like the Roy Joneses in them, because you know about them. Like, I'm telling you, this is how much I used to really love boxing. Like, that welterweight and middleweight division. So I'm a boxing head. Okay, so I'm not somebody who just watches the mainstream stuff. Like, I used to really, really watch boxing. And so I knew Tyson wasn't like he was a skill with the sweet science, as we call it. He's a box a little bit, teach some boxing. So if you want to learn how to box, get at me. I'll show you how to. All right, but yeah, so that and you know, the curiosity in me wanted to see it, but as soon as, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, as soon as they like touch gloves in the middle of the ring, I said, I don't want to watch this anymore. Like, I knew it. Like, as soon as I saw that, I'm done. I'm done. And literally, y'all, I watched the first round and I checked out. I didn't watch it anymore because I knew how it was going to turn out, and I didn't want to see what was going to happen to Mike Tyson. I knew Jake Paul wasn't going to knock him out. I knew he wasn't going to do that. He got too much respect for Tyson, and that would have tarnished him. So he was smart enough not to do that. But I didn't want to see Mike Tyson be nobody's punching bag. You feel me? Like, nah, bro. Like, that wasn't going to sit well with me. So I didn't watch that fight. I think it's sad the state of boxing that we're in, where we have these things that are set up, like the Tyson and Roy Jones a few years back, and him fighting these different, like, this is whack, bro. And I hate it for y'all young kids that y'all have to grow up in this era where there's no true boxers. Like, y'all, boxing used to really, really be good. Like, that was the thing. HBO boxing, they would have the big events. You have Showtime After Dark, where they had the boxing events. I think Roy Jones was a Showtime fighter. Like, man, like, bro, boxing used to be really, really good. And I hate that it's not anymore, and we had to resort to that. But, hey, 'tis the world we live in. This was your 2024 sports recap. Talking about all the major sports. Oh, I do want to give why you not playing? All right, now you don't want to play when I want you to play. But I do want to give a shout out to the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani. What he did, man, was incredible. Pitching, hitting, being probably the best pitcher and best hitter. Wow, like he's an awesome player. Not a big baseball head anymore. I used to be a big, huge Yankees fan. Obviously growing up where I did. We had Yankees games all the time. Love the Yankees. Grew up with them. You know, even when they weren't winning, because the Yankees were dominant in the 90s, 2000s, but in the 80s they were trash. I love Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson, kept me watching the Yankees, and of course, Derek Jeter and Tino Martinez and Mariano Rivera and all those guys, man, and the championship teams. Some good runs, but shout out to the Dodgers also for winning the World Series over my Yankees. That was tough. Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, watching them boys go down like that. Pause. I did watch that though. So that's your 2024 sports recap. We'll be right back. Take a quick pause. We'll be right back to wrap it all up. Whew. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. Thank y'all for hanging out again with me up in the Coach's Corner right here on Konnected TV. Make sure you install that Konnected TV app on your Fire Stick and your Roku. Whether you got Fire Stick, whether you got a Roku, just go and install that app, man. Konnected TV app. You'll see it's got a white background with a red K. Say Konnected TV. Install that app. You can watch the Coach's Corner wherever you go. Wherever you take, your Fire Stick, which you can log in other places and watch that. It's also other dope content on there. It's video shows, it's radio shows, it's a whole bunch of content, man. Go check it out on the Konnected TV app. Do that for me. Treat yourself for 2025, please. Shout out to Meedz on this beat. He sent me some beats a little while back. I already told you, man, I'm down to network with you. Help you grow your fan base, help you grow your buzz by using my platform. Totally free, man. I already told you. One hand washes the other, right? Can't wash your hand. Think about it. When you wash your hand, it's always one washing the other. So why can't we do that in real life? All right? You help me, I help you. I help you, you help me. We help each other. We all grow, we all shine. I shine, you shine, we all shine. That's how I feel. Hopefully we can get more of y'all to feel the same way in 2025. So yeah, shout out to me. I'm dressed. This is my coaching gear. Well, I don't wear the chains on the field, obviously. I'm not Coach Prime in that aspect. But this is what I usually. Well, that's not true either. Yeah, coaching polos that I wear, but I usually wear the red visor. All my assistant coaches have blue visors because our shirts are blue. And I do that because the referees, I'm the only one that can call timeouts, talk to the refs, things like that. I've got 7 assistant coaches on my staff. And so the referee has to easily be able to point out the head coach in an incident like that. So I wear a different color visor than my other coaches. Why visors? Because we in the South, man. It gets hot out there for them football games. And, I like visors. Keep the sun out your eyes. Also let your head breathe a little bit. So that's what it is. Also, I'm a Gators fan. Steve Spurrier, man, a.k.a. The Visor. Again, so it's a tribute to a lot of the coaches that I grew up watching. Steve Spurrier with the visor, and then John Thompson with the towel on the shoulder. So when you see me coach, I always got a towel on my shoulder. So yeah, again, shout out to Meedz on the beat. I'll make sure, boom, go follow him on IG. All right. Dope producer. I appreciate your contribution to the show, my guy. Shout out to the St. Andrews football team, track team that I currently coach. Shout out to you for watching us and tuning in. Shout out to the Most High for putting the breath of life in our bodies, waking us up every day, giving us purpose and opportunity to be better individuals each day that we walk the face of this stress ball we call the earth. Listen, this is the corner. I'm going to try to bring you more content in 2025. What I did was, and another reason why I took some time off was because I wanted to kind of set up a schedule of when I could record, edit, and produce this content for you to get it on a much more regular basis. Okay, so make sure, again, you can get it on your Konnected TV app. Boom. You can get it on Spotify. Boom. You can get it on PodBean. Boom. You can get it on BuzzSprout. Boom. And of course, you can get it on YouTube. Boom. 5 different ways you can get the content. Okay? No excuses. We don't make excuses over here. I tell my students and my athletes all the time, excuses don't pay bills. When Dominion Energy call, who's the power provider out here, and they trying to find out why you didn't pay your bill, you can give all the excuses you want to. Just know when you hang the phone up and you flip that light switch, there's nothing gonna come on. So, like I said, excuses don't pay bills, man. You can come up with all the excuses in the world you want, but just give me a reason why. Like I don't do excuses, man. So you guys have learned a lot about me this year. Look, this is my rundown. Told you that's done, like they do on SNL. Rip it off and throw it away on a news update. But yeah, I just wanted to get in front of y'all for a few minutes and talk. Keep this one a little bit shorter than normal because I know I owed it to y'all before and I'm way late. But I just want to take some time and recap 2024. It was an amazing year for me professionally, for personally. Grew in a lot of different aspects. Learned a lot, failed a lot, succeeded a lot. But I'm just grateful for the journey, man. Like, this is life, and I wouldn't trade it in for anything. The things that happen to you are supposed to happen to you. When I pray, I always thank God for the opportunities and for the closed doors as well. Because from those closed doors, I was able to learn from those things. I was able to learn what not to do, and then conversely also learn what to do so we wouldn't have that happen again. So I'm just grateful for every opportunity, man. Everything that happens to me, good or bad in life. Hopefully that you can reach that same kind of level of inner peace to where you can too, and we're not always trying to measure ourselves against other people. I think social media is bad for that. It's always you versus you. You know, nobody walked the path in this life that you did other than you. Even if you have an identical twin, y'all did not live the exact same life or have the exact same experiences. Nobody in this world has the experiences you have except you. So, all right, take that, walk away with that. If you don't walk away with nothing else from this episode, walk away with that, chew on that, digest that. Because I told you, this is the Coach's Corner, your intersection for sports, special interests, and social commentary, where I'm just sitting here bringing you rational thoughts in this irrational world, giving you food for your brain to digest. Eat hearty. All right, yo, I'm out. I ain't going to hold you too much. I got to get to work. Got some other things to do. Peace to 2024. Salute and welcome to 2025. Everybody do your best to stay alive and strive and thrive. This is Coach Terry, 803, signing off from the Coach's Corner with a big peace. I'm still on that.